Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So in this video, we are going to create a login and sign up page using JSON server. As you guys have known that I have created this Angular CRUD video by using JSON server. Alright, so this actually does like we can add employee, we can go here and edit the employee, we can delete the employee, and we can also do the get employee so that we can map the record inside a table. Alright, so in this video what we will do, we will try to create a login and sign up page, and we will try to implement login and sign up using JSON server. Alright. Okay, so for that, if you guys don't know how you can create this thing, then I think I already have a video for this Angular CRUD video on YouTube. Just search for Angular CRUD video, you will see my video where I have taught how we can create this project. Alright, because I will be continuing this login page and sign up page inside this project only. So if you don't know how to create this project, then please I will recommend you guys to go ahead and watch this video first, and then you can continue with this video. Alright, so without any further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, so as you know that we have our code ready like for the employee dashboard, which you can see here on the browser. Okay, so we have here one employee component, employee dashboard, okay, and a shared folder which have our API calls. Okay, the API for post employee, get employee, delete employee, and edit employee. Alright, so as you can see our 4 APIs here. Alright, so what we have to do now, we have to create a login component and a sign up component. Okay, how do we create a login component? The command is very simple. You just have to go in your terminal. You can open up terminal from here, click on your new terminal. Okay, we will open it up terminal for you guys, and you just have to hit a command ng, g for generate, c for component, and the component name. So my first component will be the login component. Okay, let's wait for some time, it will get created. Yeah, so login component has been created here on the left, you can see. And the second component which I have to create is the sign up component. The command is same, the ng, g, c for component, and this is the component name. Component name would be sign up component. Now both the component has been created. Now what we will try to do, we will try to make use of routing, because if you see, right, so whatever we just had a single component, the employee dashboard, so we were using this selector. Okay, so this selector we were using inside our app component.html. All right, but now we will try to configure routing in our application. Okay, what is routing? So routing is basically helps us to navigate from one component to another component. All right, so in this way, like by using routing, we can create a router outlet here where all your routing will be get loaded. Okay, so we'll have a router outlet, okay, inside our app component.html. Okay, now I have to configure our routing. So where I can configure it, inside our app routing.module. Let's go here, and inside this routes you just have to add path and which component to load. Okay, so I'll have a path as a login path. Okay, and what component I want to load for this part? I want to load login component. Okay, in the same way I'll do for sign up as well. The spelling is incorrect, so that's why it is showing that. Okay, so now next part will be for sign up. Okay, so sign up, and which component I want to load? I want to load the sign up component. Okay, right, and I have one more component which is my employee dashboard, so I'll have a path for that as well. If my login is success, then it should route to that dashboard page. So I'll have a dashboard path, and which component to load? I have to load the employee dashboard component. Okay, I will also have to configure if my path is blank. Okay, for example, if you see here, right, when I go on my localhost, if the path is blank, if nothing is there, then which component to load? So let me just configure that as well. I'll just say that path, if my path is blank, then it should redirect. Okay, it should redirect to my login path, and it should match. So I'll have a path match full. Okay, so now what it will do, if our path is blank, then it will go ahead and load this login component. Let me just save it, and let's go on the browser and check. You can see login works. If I just change the path to sign up, okay, hit enter. Now you can see sign up works, and if I just try to navigate to dashboard, you can see dashboard is working. All right, so in this way we have created a component and also configured the routing of all the component. All right, now what we will do, we will try to create a beautiful login page. Okay, login and sign up page. So let me just go inside my VS Code and let me just go here in my login component.html file. All right, so we will try to create from scratch how we can, like, how to have a good looking like a login page basically. So let me just remove this unnecessary thing. Let me have a div. Okay, I'll have a container. So I am using bootstrap here. Okay, if you don't know how to configure bootstrap, then I have, you can go ahead and watch my first video where I have explained how we can configure bootstrap in our application. So first I'll use container of bootstrap. So I'll say container div.container, then it will help to create a class as well. Okay, so I'll have a container. Inside that I'll have a row. Okay, and I'll have a div with a class as cool md6. Okay, and inside that I will have a card. Okay, so I'll have div, and inside this card I will have two things. The first one will be the login and my sign up page. Okay, so for that I'll just go ahead and just say a div, and this will be my text center because I want that login to be inside the center. Like, let me just show you what actually I mean by this text center. Okay, when I say text center, and so whatever will be there inside this div, that will be in, look in the center of my card. Okay, so I'll have two things in the center. The first one is the heading, that login, and the second one would be, I'll just say something like, okay, let's log, please enter your credential to continue. Okay, so like that. Let me add up like this, please enter username and password, or I can say email and password to continue. Okay, I'll have something like this. Okay, so now what I need to have, I need to have a form. All right, which will hold up, which will take the username and password. So I'll just go here down and I'll have a form. Okay, let me remove this, is not required. And inside this form I will have my two forms. The form I'll use from Bootstrap. Okay, so let me just go on the Bootstrap website and let me have that template. Bootstrap. Okay, and yeah, from here you just go here and click on get started, and you can just search for forms. So we can make use of Bootstrap forms. There are so many, so I'll prefer this one. Okay, I'll just copy this code snippet and let's go here and just paste inside our this div. Okay, now what I don't need, okay, I don't need this checkbox anymore, like this checks to remember me. So I'll remove this unnecessary code which is not required. Okay, now I think things are good here. Now let me just shorten this. Yeah, much better. So if you see now, I'll have our email and password ready and with a submit. So I'll have this name as login. Let me save things and let's go on the browser and check how it looks. Okay, so this looks kind of good. I think we need some styling. Okay, so let me just go inside our CSS and try to style these things. Okay, we go here inside. Okay, there I'll just manipulate the card class. I'm using the card class. Okay, so I have already created this class here. Okay, if you see on the top, so I'll try to change the CSS of that card. Okay, alright, so if you see, I have created a CSS for this card where I have, I think I can remove this for now, the margin top. So yeah, I'll have this border none and width, and I'll just given width and padding, some padding to it. And this line of code helps me to center my div. Okay, so this is for that, and I used a gradient color. Okay, so you guys just can copy this, and let me just go on the browser and check how it looks. Okay, so things are looking very good. I think this has to be in, I think this should be in white color, then it looks more good. So let me just try to change the styling for that. Okay, now things looks good. I don't know why it is not taking for H1. Let me remove it, let me save it. Okay, now things looks good. So this is how we have designed our login page. Okay, in the same way we will try to do our sign up page as well. All right, So as our login card is ready, so let's just jump to the sign up page now. Okay, so let me just cancel this stuff and let me just go inside my sign up component. Okay, for the sign up also we will try to replicate almost the same thing, just like what we did in our HTML, alright, because we will have the same kind of stuff there as well. Okay, so let me just copy that stuff from the code. We have this thing, copy it, and paste here in the sign up component as well. Okay, so here it will be like sign up, and for this let me say that register yourself. Okay, save it. And what things we need? So we'll need a full name, mobile number, email, and password. All right, so let me just copy this date and let me paste it on the top here 2 times. Okay, so we will have a full name, then we'll have mobile number, and we'll have our email address, and then we'll have password of the user. Okay, so we will try to capture these four things. And okay, always try change this type, okay, because this type is password, then it will look in star for you. So change it to text and change this thing also to text. Okay, or maybe we can change it to number. All right, and this is email type and this is password. Okay, so and for this button we'll have sign up. Okay, let me save things and let me copy the CSS as well, because the CSS are almost the same. Let me copy everything and go inside the CSS and paste it. Let's save it and let's check on the browser how it looks. Okay, let me have your sign up. Let me route to sign up. Now you can see, okay, so now we have this cool looking card as well, sign up card. If you see here, then I think we have one problem, not a problem, but if you see, right, if I want to go to login page, then I am using this. I'm going here and clicking login and then we are routing. Okay, so to remove that problem, what we'll have to do, we'll have some button over here or some anchor tag here, which will help to route from login page to sign up and sign up page to login. All right, so let me just try to have that here below this form. Okay, I'll have an anchor tag and I'll remove this href, this is not needed. Okay, and this will say that, okay, whenever you are clicked, then go to this sign up page. Then I'll say, okay, if the user is new, so I'll just ask for new user and I'll say click to sign up. Okay, all right, and okay, so how it will go to the sign up page? So for that we have this router link. So this is the feature of Angular which provides helps to routing from one component to another component. Okay, so whenever I click here, it should go to my sign up page. Okay, and I'll have the same thing on the login on the sign up page as well, that whenever I want to go from sign up page to login page, then I'll click here. So I'll just say already logged in, already have an account, then he will say click here to login. Okay, so in the same way we'll have some text over here which will ask about if you have account, then please go and log in, and I'll just say already registered, click to login. Okay, and for here I will have router link as login. Okay, let me save it and let's go on the browser and check if it works. Alright, if you see, we have the new user. It is asking if you're a new user, then click to sign up, and below here it is saying already registered, then click here to login. I think let's try to create this, change the color to white because it is barely visible. So let me just change the styling a bit. I'll just say style and color as white and some margin top as well. 10 pixel maybe. Let me copy the same styling and paste on the login HTML as well. Okay, let me save it, save all, and let's check how it looks. So this looks nice. Whenever if it says if you're a new user, then click to sign up, and already have an account, then click here to register yourself. Okay. Uh, okay. Let me just go here. I think there was some problem with the styling. Okay. Let me have a margin. Let me just inspect the CSS and let's check how we can just manipulate these things. Okay. I'll give this as margin bottom as 2, save it and check. Now there is a gap. Alright guys, so the login and sign up page is ready. So now what we have to do, we have to configure the JSON server. Okay, so for that we'll have to create a new, like let me just go on the local host 3000. Alright, and just let me just show you what things I have. Okay, if you go here, then we have this post, right, which is already running. Like I have this 3 employee list which was there in the post. So I'll have to create one more which will say that sign up user list. Okay, so it will hold all the sign up value. So for that I'll have to go here. Okay, if you don't know how to check for this, like how to run this localhost 4300, then for that we have a command, like how to run our JSON server. Let me just show you if you guys don't know. Then just run JSON server. Alright, okay, so it is showing somewhere. Let me just CLS. Okay, yeah. So let me just have JSON server watch db.json, and this db.json is coming from here. If so, this is the reason I'm telling you that please go ahead and watch my first video on Angular CRUD tutorial. Then you will know the clear idea about what is this db.json is. And we are trying to run this db.json. Hit enter, and now this is already running. It says that JSON server is already running. Like it is there already on my browser. If you see here, it is already running. That's why it is not running again. Alright, so now if once it is running, just go here in the db.json and try to create your own array. So I'll have sign up users. Okay, let me save it, and let me just go on the browser and refresh this page. Okay, now you can see it has been, the comments has been changed to sign up users. Okay, and we will try to store all our sign up user here. Okay, we'll post the users inside this array which is empty right now. Okay, so now let's go here, and we have to create a form control for all these things: full name, mobile, email, and password. So let's go inside our ts file of sign up component, and for using what we say reactive because we will try to use reactive programming, like react mod, like alright guys, so for the sign up form we will be using reactive. Okay, so we have reactive module, reactive form module, okay, which we have already imported inside our app module. You see we have this reactive form module, so we'll make use of the reactive forms. Alright, so for that we have to import 3 things. Okay, so first thing is import our, so let's first have this import from, where I have to import it from angular/form. You can see we have down here, and we have to import 2 things first. So what are those? We have to import form group and form builder. Okay, and there must be a property which will hold this form group. So I'll create a property, a public property as sign up form. Okay, this will be of type form group. Okay, and now I will have to inject this form builder inside our constructor. So I'll have a private form builder, make use of that form builder here. Okay, Now inside our ng on init lifecycle hook, so what I will do, I'll initialize the form. I'll just say this dot sign up form is equals to, and our form builder will help to group. Okay, so I'll say form builder dot group. Okay, and inside that group I will have all the form control which I need to have. So I'll need to have full name. Okay, so this has to be an array. Yes, then I need to have email. Okay, the third thing I will have here is, okay, so this is incorrect, right? Third thing I'll have password. Okay, and the fourth thing was mobile number, so I'll just say mobile. Okay, so we have this controls ready, the form control is ready. So now what I need to do is, so if at all we are using reactive form, so in the HTML over here I need to have this form group. Okay, so I'll just say form group is equals to, what is the name of my form? So this should match. All right, I have already explained these things, so this should match here this value. So I'll just copy that and paste here. Okay, so form group is this, our sign up form. All right, and whatever form control we have created, we have to like write it here as well in the HTML, so that it will help to bind that. So we'll have form control name. Okay, the form control name was what we have written. We had a name as full name. Okay, let me just copy this and paste here for mobile. So the form control name we have created as mobile. Let me copy this again, and here in the input this will have name as email, and the last one is our password. Form control name as password. Again, things to remember here, that whatever the name which I have written here for the form control name, this name should match these things which we have created, okay, in the TS file. All right, and now for the button click we will call the ng submit. Okay, so we have ng submit, like whenever our form is getting submitted, which method to trigger. So I'll say sign up. Okay, so like if I save it, then it will throw an error saying that sign up is not created on your TS file. So I'll just copy this and try to create this method inside our TS file. Okay, so whenever I hit on sign up, so it should send a post call, okay, inside my server, inside my JSON server. So for sending HTTP calls, we have to inject this HTTP client. Okay, so I'll inject the HTTP client. Okay, and please note that if you are using HTTP client, then inside your module you should import this HTTP client module, then only it will work. All right, so let me again go to my component. So I have injected this HTTP, and now I'll have to make a post call to store the value. So I'll say this dot HTTP dot post. Okay, so where I want to post, so I will first have the data type as any right now, and where I have to post, this is my source. Okay, so I'll just go on the browser and check for your local. Okay, so this was my local host. Okay, slash, what was the name which we have created? We have to post where? You have to post here. Okay, so I copied the name here as it is and paste it here. Okay, what value I want to post? So because it is expecting some value, when we post some value, it expects a value if we are doing HTTP post call. So we have to store the values which is coming from the form. So I'll say this dot form dot value. Okay, and this value will be an object. Okay, this holds a value. I'll just console log and I will show you what exactly it is that. Okay, so for doing a HTTP call, I need to subscribe, then only it will call. So subscribe it. If the subscribe is success, okay, if the response is success, then it will say alert, sign up successful. Okay, sign up is successful. And what I'll do, if my sign up is successful, then I'll say okay, reset my form. Okay, so for that I'll just have to say this dot, my form name is sign up form, and sign up form dot reset. Okay, so my form will get reset. And if my sign up is successful, then what I'll do, I'll say that okay, sign up successful, now just go on the login page and do your login. So for that, for sending it to the login page, I will have to import one more thing called as router. Okay, and this router will help us to navigate from one page to another page. Okay, on condition, I'll just import this router. See, I'm pressing the tab button, and if you see on the top, it is getting auto imported. So everything, if you see here, whatever thing which are in green, I have imported on the top. All right, and I have this router, right? Now I'll make use of this to route. So I'll say this dot router dot navigate. If my sign up is successful, then please navigate the user to login page so that he can log in. Okay, and if at all there is some error, then it should print the error. Okay, I'll just say alert, and it will have string something went wrong. Okay, let me save things and let's go on the browser and check. See, compile successful. I'm just thinking that if nothing has missed. Okay, everything is intact. All right, so let me just go on the browser and just check if at all it is working or not. So I am on the sign up page right now. Let me have a full name, Shashi. This is my full name. Okay, my email address, a password. If I click on sign up, you can see sign up successful. If I press OK, now it has routed me back to the login page. Now so that I can log in. If I just show you here, if I refresh, if I just go here and refresh this, you can see one user has been added here in the list, in the sign up user list. All right. Now let me just go here and let me just try to create for the login. So for creating for login, it is quite tricky. So first we'll go step by step. First I'll need to have the form controls and everything. So what I'll do, I'll import same. I'll have the imports, and from where I want to import it from Angular/forms. This one. Okay, what I want to import, two things, form group and form builder. Alright, and now again I should have a property for login form. It will be public login form, and yeah, this will be of type form group. Okay, and I have to inject form builder. So I'll inject that inside my constructor by saying okay. So I'll have form builder type, and this is now form builder of type form builder. Okay, now inside our ng on it, I'll just initialize my form login form, this dot form builder dot group. This will help to group all my validate, all my controls and everything. So I have two things. I have email, and second thing I have password. Okay, now I'll have one more thing. Okay, so on the login page, so once the user clicks on this button or clicks here on the login button, here it is, so it will log in, that it will go ahead and check if the user exists or not, and it will do the login accordingly. Okay, but before that I need to have this form group on the top, so that it takes all the inputs value whichever I'm sending from UI. Okay, so for that I'll have a form group, and this value should match this one which we have created, the login form. We copy the name exact and paste here. Okay, for all the inputs I must have a form control name, so I'll create a form control name, and the first one is our email, and the second which we have created was password. Okay, and let me just change the name to password. Let me save things, and now to submit my form I need to have the ng submit, and whenever the submit button is called, so for that at that time I need to trigger a method called as login. Okay, let me save things, save all, and it says that login is not created, so we'll go ahead and create in our PS file, right? So for login also I'll have to do the HTTP call, so I'll just inject two things. I'll inject HTTP client to do the HTTP calls, and second thing, the router. Like if our login is success, then it should route me to my dashboard page. Okay, and for doing the login, it is quite tricky, as I've already told you, because we need to do some conditional things here. So I'll say this dot http dot get. Okay, I'll just have that link. Okay, let me go here, let me copy this. So I'll just get all the users which are present in this location. Okay, and I'll subscribe to it. If my response is success, okay, then this response will hold the value which is present on this particular location. So it will have a list of users. Okay, and to check that if the user exists or not, we will be using the array method which is called as find. Okay, so I'll just say response dot find. All right, and it will help me to, and this basically helps to return. So this returns something, response. So what we'll say, I'll have a const here on the front. We'll say const user is equals to, I'll say res dot find. Okay, and let me have the element as a, and yeah, and what I will do, it will return what it will return if my email and password matches. If my email is matching this form, login form value, which is, okay, let me just go here, login form value dot email, and also it should match my password. So for that I'll just copy this and paste it here, and just replace this with password. Okay, so what it is doing, it is returning the user which matches this email and password inside this response list which we have, okay, which is present here on this particular port. All right, so now it is returning that, and now what we will check, if user exists, which means if we have values inside, if user has some value, if user is there, then it should alert that, okay, my login is success. I'll say login success. All right, and it should also reset my form. So for that I'll just say this dot login form dot reset. All right, and if the login is success, then I want to route to dashboard page. So I want to go to my dashboard page. So for that I have router dot navigate, and this will help me to navigate to my dashboard page. So I'll just say dashboard. Okay, and if user doesn't exist, then in the else condition I'll just say alert user not found. Okay, user not found. Okay, sweet and simple. And for this response error, so for success it is done, and but if at all there is some error in the API call, so for that I'll have this alert at something went wrong. Okay, something went wrong. Exclamation looks good sometimes. Okay, so yeah, so in this way, so this was the logic for logging by using JSON-Server. If you see my code here, that if it is getting all the users from this particular location and it is checking that email and password is matching or not, if at all it is matching, then it is returning to this user, and if the user exists, which means login success, if don't, then it says that user not found and it will not log in. All right, so let me just test this now. Let me just go here on my, so if you can see, right, let me just go back to the login. Okay, let's try to do one more thing. Okay, so rather than going here and routing to the login page, why not create a button? If the user logs in, then there should be a button also, right, which helps to log out. So let me just go here on my TS file. okay, of employee component, employee dashboard component. So I'll go inside this HTML first and I'll create one button, okay, and the button name would be logout. So button dot, I'm using classes of bootstrap, so this will be a red button, so I'll use danger. Alright, and also I need to have some margin 2 maybe, yes, and the button name would be logout, okay. And okay, if user clicks here, so it will route. So for that I'll make use of router link from here, router link, and if it is clicked, then it should go to my login page. Let me save it. Let's go on the browser and check. Okay, now we have this cool looking button as well, which calls logout. If I click here on this logout, it will route me back to the first page. Let me check if at all there is error or something. Okay, let me click. Alright, if code is not saved, I guess. Okay, the spelling was incorrect, so that's why. So it should be router link. Okay, let me save it again, and let's go on the browser and check. I click here on the logout, so now we are on the login page. Alright, so now we'll try to check this end-to-end condition. If I click on new user, let me create one more user here as, okay, it's a, okay, Trevon. Okay, mobile number, email address as trevon@gmail.com, and password same 123456. Let me click on sign up. I can see sign up successful. If I go here, as I've told you that you have to remember that, so let me have that email again, trevon@gmail.com, and password is 123456. I click on login. I can see the login is success and I am routed to this page, which is my dashboard. Alright, I think I have 3 users, so let me just test for all 3. If I refresh this page, I can see I have for Shashi, for James, Gino, and for Trevon. So let me just test it for James as well. Alright, let me just go here, let me click on this logout. Again the James, password is 123456. Click on login. You can see the login is success and I am again routed to this dashboard page. Alright, so in this way we have learned today, like we have covered actually, because what I am planning is, let me have some form validations as well. So I am planning that in my next video. So yeah, so in this video we have just learned about how we can create a login and sign up page, and we can use JSON server to login and sign up. Alright, if I click on login page, if you can see, now in the next video what we'll do, we'll try to have the validations here. If you see, I haven't used any validations in my any of the component. If whatever form I have created, there is no validations. Alright, it is just an empty. So what we will do in the next video, we will try to add validation for the sign up page and for the login page as well. Alright, and once this is done, then I will really want you guys to go ahead and practice the same validations what I will teach in my next video, and you can do it for here. Like if you see, for this add employee we don't have validation, so I really want you guys to go ahead and practice once I will be posting that video very soon. Alright, so in this way we have completed to the login and sign up page. If you have any doubt and if you have any queries like performing this project, then please go ahead and use the comment section. You can mention all your queries there. I will definitely gonna answer each and every question. And if you really want to connect with me, then I'll have that Telegram link in the description. So I have a group on Telegram with the name as Angular Discussion, so where we have discussion around all these things, doubts and everything. Alright, so yeah, till that time, bye bye and keep learning.